coming at you today with a July 4th patriotic little jewelry ensemble project here. I'm going to be using some paper straws, some stars in the blue pattern and the red pattern, and then some red and white and blue and white striped straws. I'm going to be cutting those apart and making little beads, so to speak. And then I've also got some pony beads that are in patriotic colors. So let's get started making our 4th of July firecracker jewelry ensemble. I've opened up my paper straws here, and they're not as flimsy as I thought they would be. I just got these little straws at the Dollar Tree, one of my favorite places in the world to shop. I am cutting them. I'm trying to keep it in the same size as far as what I want to put on my necklaces, and they're running anywhere between like 3/4 of an inch, half an inch, up to an inch. Here in this section, I think I'm going to make this as a focal point in a necklace that I'm going to create. Rather than putting a pendant like a charm on it, I'm going to have to make holes in the sides of each of these straws now. And then I've got to make a bracelet, and I'm probably going to make some earrings too. So what is working, if you can see this, I created the little holes by using one of my leftover safety pins that has a really sharp pointed edge, and then I actually poke a hole. I come out here on the edge of this wooden block and then kind of find it like this has a little bit of an indent up here, so I'm just going to push it down to make the hole without squishing the end of my straw. I go ahead and push through to where it makes another little mark on the other side of the straw. That way I know it's exactly straight through. I go and I put my safety pin back on that little hole on the other side, and then I push through. Okay, so now I've got a hole. So then I take my bead reamer, go through the hole, come through the hole on the other side, and I'm just kind of making little turning motions to make that hole a little bit bigger, just like you would a bead. That's what a bead reamer does. It helps you enlarge your hole, especially on pearls and things that don't get exactly drilled evenly. So I went through on both sides to do that, and then if you need to round your straw out again, go ahead and do that. And so if you have any little scraggly pieces of paper or whatnot, you can file that down a little bit. Once I get those done, then the rest of it's going to be easy, because I'm just going to continue cutting pieces, and I'm not going to have to poke holes in those because that's just going to be fed directly onto my string that I have. I'm going down about, I guess it's about 1/4 of an inch on each of these little straws. This part of the project is something that the adults should probably do, because you're going to be using pokey things that could go through little baby fingers. But otherwise, once you've got your little pieces cut and poked through, then it's safe for the little fingers to get a hold of it and string them on. Now I have the holes all in all of my little pieces. It's going to become part of my pendant. And like all the rest of the pieces here that I've now finished cutting up, they're all my little beads. I did not need to put holes in these because I'm actually going to be feeding those onto the string. I'm going to use this silky red cord here for my necklace. It is a bold silky cord. I'm going to feed my pieces on and knot them. I'm actually going to come in with my little trim pieces here. It's kind of fuzzy. This is kind of a clear, translucent white, and then here is some gold, and that's going to become my flame on my firecracker. So I'm going to be knotting on either side of the bead so the bead doesn't go anywhere, and then tying on a couple of pieces of the fuzz. And I may mix the two, like maybe make it white and gold as I tie around that. And then the other cord that I got, that's the red, white, and blue, I'm going to feed this through my pendant portion. As far as measuring my necklace, I'm just going to come around my neck with this silky cord until I get to where I am comfortable with where my pendant will lay. When you cut these, just a little tip, you want to hold it kind of in between your fingers, but be careful, do not cut yourself. You want to hold one end and the other end, because when you cut, it will fly away. if you don't. Now it's going to bend the edges just a little bit, but it's easy to reshape with your fingers. And if you wanted to, you could lay each little piece as a guide. But if I want to have exactly that looks like about an inch piece right there, then I would just lay my piece right up against it. But I think the beauty of this kind of a project is that you have different sizes of beads. Okay, so I went and got one of my Big Eye needles here, and all it is it's really just a needle that has an opening from one end to the other. You can feed your string through, and then that way I can take this end of the needle and pass it through the straws and hopefully have an easier time of stringing. I'm using my flat nose pliers to just help me pull the needle here. I'm flattening that needle and then pulling that. It just gives me a little bit better grip for some added strength. And I want to be sure that I'm threading these on in order that I had them graduated in size. On either side, I'm going to tie a knot, and then I'm going to come through here with my white and my gold fuzzy ribbons. Now this is wired ribbon, and you can get it non-wired, but these are the ones that I got that were clearance, so I'm going to make these work. But you want to be sure that you don't poke yourself, especially since this is going to be a necklace. I'm going to feed on one of my pony beads that's a star. So on one side I'll have a blue star. I need to cut the other side off, so I'm going to give myself about 3 inches on either side. So now I'm going to go on here and tie a knot on either side. I have my little focal point, and then I still have now about 1.5 inches of this red, white, and blue ribbon that I can use to help me tie on to the red ribbon that I'm going to be using. Now if little hands are going to be involved in this, let the adult do the cord melting. But another option is just put some fingernail polish or a little dab of glue. So there's that side, and then now I'm going to measure how long I want my necklace to be. I'm going to put a clasp on to mine. Now, if I wanted to just leave this with the straw pendant here, then no biggie. But what I'm going to do is make the paper straw beads and knots. So I am going to double the length of what I wanted. So I've got about 30 inches of cord. So each of these beads are going to be different sizes here as you feed through. You just kind of have to decide when you're wearing the necklace, where do you want this bead to be. Come up through here and cut off all these little bits of wire, and then give that a very good squeeze. There's a firecracker, so I'm going to do that on both sides. Again, you don't need to make them real tight because you want to hopefully keep your firecracker on the string. You can also hit this with a little bit of glue, that way the firecracker won't go anywhere. I have decided I'm going to put this inside a ribbon crimp. Now I can put a little bit of glue inside this, or I can just push it down to crimp it, give it a squeeze. When you're dealing with these crazy things, it is a little difficult to get started, but once you get at least one side pushed down and crimped where it's grabbed a hold of your cord, then it's easier to fold over the other side. You're going to be able to add a jump ring in your clasp. Made the necklace and the bracelet. Now I'm making the earrings. Okay, so here's an example where, and I've already got my jump rings attached here. That's what those little round things are. Okay, so I'm just pinching the end of this on the tip of that wire, and I'm going to kind of go in a circular motion with the straw to kind of capture some of those fuzzies. Initially, I'm just taking my finger and grabbing that very edge of that wire and bending it over with my finger so I don't feel that anymore, and giving it a squeeze. Attach my jump ring, and if you've seen my previous videos, then you know the proper way to open a jump ring is to act like you're opening and closing a door. So you don't want to go from side to side, you want to go forward or back towards yourself with one side only. I'm right-handed, so my stationary plier is my flat nose plier, and the one that has the movement usually is my right hand, which is holding the bent nose plier. So I'm going to push away from me. Fish hook ear wires, and I'm going to be using that and some additional jump rings here to put my little firecrackers on. Little firecracker straw jewelry set here. I've got a long necklace, a nice little focal pendant made of my straws, and then I carried the theme of the firecracker over into my adjustable bracelet here, where you can just pull on the slip knot and adjust it to whatever size that you like. And then I've got the little firecrackers over here that only are 2 to an ear wire with a little star charm. And then this is the 3 firecrackers that are graduated in links for the dangle. An extra sparkly thanks to all of our military men and women that are here serving our country or abroad, and all of our veterans. His grandfather was at Iwo Jima, and I'm just so proud to be his granddaughter. Thank you so much for your service. We really appreciate your sacrifices. I'm truly proud to be an American, and thank you so much for allowing us the freedoms that we enjoy today. Have a sparkle-rific 4th of July. Bye!